Ooh, that was good. Folks, welcome back. My name is Rudy. You're watching Alpha Investments. There's a lot of things in the card world I'm never really going to understand. Today we're going to talk about Flesh and Blood and the new set Misty, and we're going to talk about the Modern Horizons 3 situation with the collector boxes. And so we're going to start with Flesh and Blood. If you haven't noticed, Flesh and Blood just had one of the new cards from Misty sold listing online, I think eBay and TCG Player, $4,000 for a chased Pretty Little Marvel. And as of the filming of this, there are no other ones listed on TCG Player. Okay. At the same time, you have all these Majestics, obviously the big boy, everybody, you know what I'm talking about, with a million sell-throughs, and a lot of the marbles are expensive, and yet the sealed boxes are pretty much sold out. The demand is very high. I even have patrons who all ask me to sell additional little kits and everything. I'm working on, I have a little bit of the promos left over. There's like 200 promos-ish, maybe 225, and I'm trying to make a little leftover last 200 of the bundles coming up here in the next week or two after we get through the Modern Horizons. So full disclosure, I'm trying to get that together. I need a little bit more Misty though. I don't have the boxes. So yeah, so if you look at what's going on, you have the sealed boxes like being fire sold by like 9 stores on TCG Player below map, and yet you have the single cards skyrocketing. So once again, you have the situation where some of these stores, it's like, I don't understand the disconnect that Flesh and Blood continues to experience with these new sets. It is mind-boggling. Like, look at the single card demand. Like, why would you fire sell a Misty box for like $60, $70, $75 a box? Like, look at like what would the EV be based on the current sell-through rate of the cards now that we're actually post-release, and you look at the single card value? There is nothing else on the market that can sell you, even at a box that's under $100, that has an EV at this scale, especially if you're doing a mass box opening of 60 or 120 boxes or more, where you level out the volatility. Like, it's the most bizarre thing I think I've ever seen. Other side of the coin, you have Magic's new Modern Horizons 3. So again, this is a situation, what's going on with MH3 is if you open MH3 boxes, yes, the expected value is there, there's a ton of chase cards, this and that. But if you open a play box of Modern Horizons 3, you're not going to get $500 in value out of the box, okay? It's just not a thing. Collector boxes are now $415 plus tax at TCG Player. $450 shipped a box. Again, I told you all anything under 400 was where you should be going, and again, they're still expensive as hell. There's no way to sugarcoat it. You can see Hasbro pop up, just, you get the idea. You can see WotC and Hasbro really absorbing a lot of that secondary market value. Now, how you can have a new set come out for Flesh and Blood, a new set for Pokemon, a new set for Weiss, a new set for Magic, and you look at the top 2 single cards selling with this, and you have a situation where you have Misty, Flesh and Blood, with the cheapest box price, literally of any new product, with insane single cards, and then you have the most expensive box prices in Magic with single cards that are way lower. It is weird. But again, in 2024 markets, coming off 2 years of all kinds of turbulence and emotion and drama, you're gonna see a lot of market anomalies and distortions, and it can take 6 months, a year, 16 months, 2 years. It can easily take many times for markets to reprice either higher or lower or to a correct level. Markets many times, they guess. Stores and LGSs, they guess. If stores don't know, they tell employees certain things, and the employees say, okay, boss, and they do it. And it doesn't mean it's correctly priced. Doesn't mean putting boxes of ABC on TCG Play are the correct level, but this is what employees tend to do many times. And many times, a lot of stores, they automatically just have algorithms that adjust the price lower, adjust the price higher, where they're not even looking at the price of each thing. So we see these really volatile, bizarre situations with a lot of these new products. I mean, the fact remains that all this new stuff is continuing to come out, and the market is eating it up. The market is very happy. The market's very positive. You have, Magic's massively expensive stuff. You have people obsessed with the new Flesh and Blood Misty set, which, again, the arts, the power levels, some of the marvels and the uniqueness. I mean, it's it is what it is. Look at the fucking things. I mean, I don't know where it's going to settle out. Everybody right now is, the next question people tend to ask is, okay, so what happens in the next 90 days? Well, I don't think much is going to go higher in Mistveil. I think Misty is going to stabilize about where she is. I don't think the prices skyrocket even higher. I don't think they tank higher. I think we're going to see a lot of stability, which is what I think, this is Rudy's theory, no evidence. My theory is that a lot of people in stores want to see that stability of Flesh and Blood. And of course, a lot of people in stores are trying to hurry up and cash in case Modern Horizons crashes. So these are kind of the top two hot things from the most recent releases in the CCG world. This is what we see going on, both of which are performing very, very bizarrely different. There seems to be no real overlap or attitude. And I think it also just shows how people view things very differently. It's a very difficult thing to predict when you have so many variables moving in different directions. And I don't, how do you calculate the value or the excitement or the future of a sealed product if the singles remain very expensive and Misty? Okay? If 2 years from now, there's limited to no available additional Misty boxes, and that the singles hold the same level, that would be a very bizarre situation because you can't have a sealed box age, and the cards in the sealed box can't be worth equal to or greater than the sealed product. Okay, like we always say, once a product's out of print, the separation of sealed to singles, that segregation between the two categories has to widen. Okay, you can't have a $75 box on TCG Player and it's 10 years old and there's a $4,000 card in the box. Even if the $4,000 card drops by 50% and goes to $2,000, you can't have a $2,000 card in a box that's under $100. It fucking doesn't make sense. It doesn't make any sense. So clearly something is, either the market or the people buying it are bamboozling us, either that or there's just something's mispriced. The singles are either too expensive because everybody's just buying single cards and people don't want to buy the sealed boxes anymore because of the whole pro scene and the competitive nature of Fab, and you have that tug of war. I'm not really sure. I just wanted to report that it's fucking crazy, okay? I haven't seen a Flesh and Blood set have a card in general that's in the multi-thousands like this, okay? In probably since the original block, which not only have multiple people message me on it. I know it's been a couple days since people have been mentioning this. This actually happened a couple days ago. And then I had a couple messages. There was 3 people. And I guess I was kind of waiting to see if somebody listed some more at maybe a couple $100, and it was Anomaly. Does not appear to be an Anomaly. That's where it's at. That's all I have today, folks. Slow, calm video. What do we have coming up at the end of the month? So we're heading to the end of June, and going into the end of June, let's see here. We got some, do we have a Weiss release? I don't think so. I know coming up next month, we got interesting stuff with the Assassin's Creed Universes Beyond, which everybody already knows. That's been a very interesting journey. I know we got the specialty Pokemon ETBs. Yes, I'm on the books for, I think I'm trying to get 3,000 or 4,000 of the new Pokemon specialty ETBs. And of course, this is the last call month for Streets of Barry Manilow's Capenna at 89 shipped.